Good morning, afternoon, evening time zone. Welcome in that guy. Greenie, thank you for also stopping by. My name is Gluefoot. Today I am continuing the Hildibrand adventures from Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, in which I attempt to provide voice to these ridiculous, absolutely illogical, crazy quests. Today is the final stint, the final set of quests. I think there's 5 of the Hildibrand adventures before it kind of stops for a while, actually. I've only completed the Realm Reborn. As you can, if you're familiar with Final Fantasy XIV, there's I'm in post Realm Reborn. If you're not, basically I'm past the main campaign of the first game, or sorry, of the first of the Realm Reborn expansion, I guess. And then next I'm on to Heaven's Ward, but I have not even started Heaven's Ward, and I need to complete Heaven's Ward before I get more Hildibrand quests that are available to me. So, this stint of quests, the last one does require waiting in a queue, so I'm gonna queue and wait for it on stream. But feel free to honestly leave at that point. You know, because I'm playing this as a DPS, queue is going to be 20 minutes. And come back and watch the VOD later. Well, YouTube's been giving me trouble editing VODs. Anyway, point is, there's going to be a wait period during this stream, and then these Manderville Mondays are going to go on hiatus for probably about a month while I get into and play through Heaven's Ward, and then they'll pick back up sometime in March. I'll see if I continue streaming on Monday. I'd probably just be doing roguelikes like Balatro. Yeah, just to give you kind of an appraisal of what's happening. But anyway, let's get into it. Ellie would share with you a shocking new turn in the Phantom Thief case. I was wondering when you'd show up, Arden. I hope you hadn't made any plans for the day, because we've got a situation on our hands. Remember our good friend the Phantom Thief? Well, it seems he decided to branch out from burglary to cold-blooded murder. If rumors are to be believed, he's claimed 3 victims already, all influential members of Ul'dan society. Mr. Manyfaces has been kind enough to leave one of his signature calling cards at every scene, leaving no doubt as to the identity of the murderer. The message is always the same. The weight of 5 corpses will bring the scales of justice to balance. More riddles. Well, it means he's going to do 2 more murders, that's one. Not that you'll hear me complaining. No, the only thing my readers like more than a good mystery is a good murder mystery. Ever since the story broke, the Mithril Eye's been selling like Pond's cakes. The only rub is that it's left me no time to look into the thief's last message. Until now, that is. Shall we, Arden? Are there going to be streams of new games or stay how it is? Like I said, I might, on Mondays, Sunday Subnautica will continue, but on Mondays I'll probably, I'll see if I pivot to, it won't be new games, it'll be games that I maybe haven't streamed before, though. I have streamed Buckshot Roulette, and that is one candidate. It'll kind of just be whatever. But then again, I've also been thinking about, where I want my content to go, and maybe I'll try to do some other Fandubbed game. The hidden treasure of Ul'dah, was it? If there's anyone who can shed some light on this, it's you-know-who. To Sunsilk Tapestries. Steps of Nald. Is there an Aetheryte near here? I swear there was. Yes, right there. Okay. Ah, Wymond. We meet again. Ooh, buckshot roulette. Looking forward to it. Yeah. Well, now, if it ain't my favorite venturer, and my favorite Mythal Eye reporter along with him. Tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of your company today? Did I do a Scottish accent for Wymond? It's been a long time, so I can't remember. I'm gonna pretend like I did. I see. As much as I'd like to help two of my best mates, I'm afraid you've found old Wyman at a loss. Old Da has more than its fair share of treasures, hidden and otherwise. I reckon our phantom friend could have been after just about any of them. I can tell you this much, though. Whatever the thief's got his eyes on, it's the Sultan sworn in a right thither. Word has it they formed a regiment to their best and brightest to safeguard the royal vaults from this very threat. The Sultan sworn aren't like to be forthcoming with information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come on, Aden. I'd say it's time we paid a visit to the heart of the Sworn. Oi, hold up there, Ellie. I ain't generally the worrying type, but you may want to think twice before getting yourselves involved in this. A man in my business... Now I'm just doing Irish accent. What am I doing here? A man in my business develops a nose for danger, and this time the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie, and a fine one at that. Don't put that pretty neck of yours out Don't put that pretty neck of yours at risk trying to play hero. Your concern is touching, but I can assure you that I am ready for whatever dangers lie ahead. Besides, being a reporter is about more than selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to people. Come, Aden, time is of the essence. Scholar's Walk. Oop, back to the... Okay, I can just go to the Alchemist Guild. Cool. Heh, someone's doing the Manderville dance. I need to figure out how to put that on my, hotbar. Halt! Only authorized personnel are allowed in... Thou bugger me with a broadsword! It's the Gentleman of Light's adventuring companion and the catty but cute reporter from the Mithril Eye. Well, well, if it isn't the self-styled Warrior of Light. Tell me, what tall tales did you spin to the Sultan Sworn recruiter to land yourself in this position? Only the 12's honest truth, miss. Seeing that Gentleman of Light standing tall and triumphant that day, it moved me. To the depths of my soul, like. I vowed to put aside my sketchy past and serve the realm just like my hero, Master Hildibrand. The Sultan Sworn were impressed with my commitment and my sword arm, and they gladly welcomed me into their ranks. Wait, don't tell me. You've come to assist Master Hildibrand in his investigation, haven't you? Cor, why didn't you say so sooner? It's the least I could do to help with the mates who united me with my role model. Irish is very good. I would not say so, but thank you. You'll be wanting to speak with Phyllis. She's one of the Sworn's best, and something of a history buff, it'd seem. When she heard the thief was targeting the 4 relics of Bella Dia, she personally stepped forward and volunteered to lead the investigation. If anyone has the information you're looking for, it'd be her. Wait here while I get her. Can I trust you not to touch anything? Eh? A pleasure to meet you, Phyllis. My name is Ellie from the Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we're researching a phantom thief case, and would appreciate any information that may shed light on recent events. The pleasure is mine. Well, now I gotta pick out a voice for this. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie. And if I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion friend here one Aden Vod, yes? You know Aden? As any regular reader of the Mithril Eye would. I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the inspector, too, will also welcome a helping hand. 100% break something. Yeah, just, have a real, I don't know, kind of fun playing at Columbo here. The Sultan Sworn, the elite of Uldar's elite. I can only hope they prove more competent than the bungling mercenaries you've dealt with thus far. Inspector Bryadine, always one step ahead of us. Miss Ellie, Arden, a moment, if you would. Right there. Very good. Now face me, and don't move an ilm. Inspector, what is that in your... Oh. Demasking dust. A formula of my own devising that will allow us to see right through the thief's disguises. Analyzing the mask left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesize a counteragent that would dissolve the disguise whilst leaving the wearer's face intact. In any event, it would appear the two of you are indeed who you appear to be. Oh, brilliant, Inspector! The Phantom Thieves pulled wool over our eyes for the last time. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce the dust are exceedingly rare. Even with the entire resources of the Sultan Sworn at our disposal, we were only able to produce a limited supply. I see. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? A hidden treasure of Uldar, the last of the 4 relics of Belladia. I fear not. I've pored through the histories time and time again, but the only mention of these 4 relics is a vague reference in an old prophecy. Most of the serious scholars consider it little more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls, and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. The legend goes on to describe 4 sacred artifacts, one each possessed by these 4 Belladian heroes, but makes no mention as to their appearance or nature. 3 times we have tried to identify the thief's target, and 3 times he has foiled us by making off with something else entirely. Needless speculation will only play to the fiend's strengths. All artifacts of Belladian origin have been sealed within the royal vault, and a regiment of our finest assigned to its protection. I have furnished all the guards with a supply of demasking dust, and instructed them to be on the lookout for any suspicious personages. The blackguard will be in chains before he can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone the treasures within. You have our word, my lady. Who's that fool? But there are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of murders perpetrated by our quarry. The Sultan Sworn have launched an investigation, but the truth of the matter is, we have been far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We would be most grateful for any assistance you could offer. A lady asks, and a gentleman answers. It's the boy. Cast all worry from your heart, my lady. Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what is wrong and bring the wicked to justice. And this must be the Damascus dust that is the talk of the palace. Ah, but you need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. A shame that. Inspector Hildibrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. Very forthcoming. The killer has claimed 3 victims thus far. The head of a publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common threads connecting the 3.
Oh ho! This will prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. And what of the method of killing? Conked over the head with a cudgel? Gutted with a greatsword? Strangled with a subligar, mayhap?
I'm afraid we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murderer plots the deaths of 2 more even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly.
Understood, my lady. Clues may be scarce, but worry not. My realm-renowned powers of deduction are more than up to the task. I will see this burglar-turned-butcher delivered to justice.
Your presence is heartening, indeed, Inspector Hildibrand. Friends, please take this demasking dust with you. I fear we can spare but a single sachet, but I trust you will put it to good use.
Come to accompany me on yet another case, friend. I like your gusto. But if you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear that role has already been filled most ably. Still, a gentleman welcomes the support of all his admirers. I shall henceforth name you thusly, Auden, my ever-loyal associate. And now, my ever-loyal associate, the investigation calls. I propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. My questioning about the palace has revealed that the scholar's body was found not far from the 80 Sins of Sasamo. Even the most circumspect of criminals cannot help but leave behind clues. Clues that will not elude my gaze. Friends, let us be off. Pray, alert me should you see anyone suspicious, my ever-loyal associate. We must put Miss Phyllis's demasking dust to good use.
Hey! Thanks for showing up. Where the hell do I go? I think I need to go out of the city. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Oryx Antilpok here, I'm assuming that's how it's said, has been something of like an accompaniment on my Hildibrand adventures. In fact, they were the ones who encouraged me, or they were the one specifically who encouraged me to stream this. And honestly, like, it's some of the most fun I've had streaming. Which is part of what made me kind of like reevaluate like what I want to stream, is that it's like, oh, like if I have such a good time streaming like fan-dubbed content, like maybe I should lean into that more, especially as I'm trying to like increase my acting proficiency and like audition for voice work, you know?
Flowers. Yes, it is all becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist, who, in his hurry to escape, carelessly mislaid his wares.
Just what do you think you're doing? Ah? Ah? I'm the one who put those flowers here, eh? To honor the memory of me poor boy. You dared to defile his memory, eh? Eh?
1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. I swear to you, on my own dear mother's name, that your son's killer will be brought to justice. As I was saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean...
Leave this place. Run away while you can. While you still can. Run far, far away. Run, or he'll turn you into a zombie. Just like my poor, poor boy. A living person turned into a zombie? Nonsense. Not nonsense, me boy. History. Or have you not heard of the horrors of Sildi? Aye, Ulda's sibling nation against which we waged war centuries ago. Much blood was shed by both sides, aye. But I speak of far greater horrors than death. An unholy drought brewed by a Sildine alchemist. One with the power to turn the living to the undead, that his nation might command an army of mindless, deathless soldiers to trade their spawn. They turned my poor boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through. But you won't hear that from the Sultan's sworn. Thal alone knows why, but they whisked the body away before I could so much as pay me last respects. The trader's spawn? I'd heard the stories, but I never thought them true. To be able to procure such a frightening thing. Just who are we dealing with here? A Sildin, I'm sure of it. Aye, only a Sildin would know the recipe. But the last remnants of Sildin died 4 centuries ago, you say? Oh, they did!
You sure you ain't Irish? Well, this is Scottish now. That I'm attempting, at least.
He calls himself a phantom thief, he does. Well, now you got me speaking Irish again. Hold on. He calls himself a phantom thief, he does.
No, that is Irish.
Shit, now you got me back up.
Or don't you have Irish blood in you? I mean, yeah, but most white people do. Or maybe not most, but a good amount. You know, what with how the British did their thing.
Calls himself a phantom thief, he does. Nope, that's Irish again. Scottish. He calls himself a phantom thief, he does. But did it ever occur to you that he might be an honest-to-God's phantom? Eh? Heard the tales from my own great-grandma, I did, about the 4 relics of Belladia and the powers they hold. The power to exact justice. Spectre of Silday has returned to wreak vengeance on us. Woe unto us all. Have the 4 warriors of light forsaken us? My dear boy, if only you'd become a trader like your father.
I'm slipping into Irish again. I gotta stop interrupting and I'm just gonna go with it. If I slip between Irish and Scottish, my apologies.
If only you'd kept your nose out of those dirty history books. Never so much as breathed the accursed name to Silday. But you did, and now we're doomed. Doomed!
Okay, well, she's clearly mad. Irish is everywhere. Yeah, I mean, a bit. It's because I've been, like, imitating Hosier, the singer, recently, and so that's why I'm slipping into Irish very easily.
That bleeding horson's... That bleeding horson's here somewhere. I can feel it in me follicles. Most potent hair tonic in the realm has seen. Aye, that it was. For all of a fortnight, the former flowing locks fell out all over again. And just as I was chatting up a lovely young lass in the quicksand, just to twist the knife in an extra elm. Mountebank charlatan! I'll find that so-called inspector and his sorry band, and pull every last strand of hair from their bleeding skulls.
I remember this guy. He was in the first Hildibrand adventures. That's where I got the thumbnail from today. Alright, 1 of 5 complete. And we're only about 20 minutes in. Hildibrand is onto something. Or, at least he thinks he is. It's all become clear to me now That dear old woman's testimony has confirmed that which I had suspected from the start. Like a zombie picking away at its rotting flesh, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has peeled away the foul scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. Open your ears and feast your minds on the fruits of my flawless deduction. Our phantom thief is a phantom indeed, a wayward spirit caught between the realm of the living and dead for nigh on centuries since meeting a tragic end on the battlefield. As such, our course of action is clear. We must placate this tortured soul, that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. But what is the true nature of the specter's grievances? Without this knowledge, we cannot hope to assuage its rancor. So he lost his hair and used a tonic to grow it back, only for it to fall after 2 weeks, poor guy. Yeah. Let us begin our search at the Thaumaturge's Guild. Doubtless the tomes there contain a wealth of knowledge on the ill blood between the sibling nations. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth, some knowledge of Sildir might serve us well. Go research as you will, and do take as much time as you need. You can count on me, Inspector Briardine. Whatever knowledge is to be gleaned at the guild, it shall not escape my inspector's eye. I'll need to become a thaumaturge eventually if I want to max out all the classes, but that day is a long ways away. Yayaroku. Greetings, traveler. You would learn of the war between Ul'dah and the fallen Sultanate of Sildir? Oh, it would be my pleasure to enlighten you. The two city-states coexisted for several generations until the bad blood between them boiled over, culminating in outright war. As you might deduce from the present state of affairs, Ul'dah emerged victorious, leaving its once proud sibling nation in smoldering ruins. As the histories tell it, the battles fought between the sister nations were the stuff of nightmares. In a desperate attempt to overcome Ul'dah's superior numbers, Sildian alchemists devised a most horrific stratagem. Employing a frightful formula known as the Traitor's Spurn, they brought their fallen warriors back as undead soldiers. Some theories have it that they even employed the potion on those of the living who were too weak or wounded to fight. Sends shivers up the spine just thinking about it, no? It is truly a crowning glory of our fair nation that our forebears were able to emerge victorious against these horrors. Yeah, how's that boot taste, buddy? Wait, haven't I met you before? Anyway. You don't say. It's not every day someone comes to our halls to research Sildir. As a fellow student of history, though, I more than welcome the conversation. Baladian civilization flourished in relative peace until twin sons were born to the royal family. The two were fierce rivals, and when they came of age and their father passed, each one claimed that he was the rightful heir to the throne. With neither son willing to relinquish his claim, they agreed to split their kingdom in two, forming the twin nations of Ul'dah and Sildir. But not unlike the two proud princes, the sibling nations developed a penchant for rivalry. This is actually like a baller room. It's like a library. It's just a grand library, basically. Kokobuki. What's that you say? You seek knowledge of the bad blood between Ul'dah and Sildir. I suppose I can spare a moment or two. But take good notes, I'm not fond of repeating myself. 2 scales, one of gold and one of silver. The gold of Ul'dah weighing prosperity and power. The silver of Sildir weighing knowledge and power. But the power sought by the two nations differed greatly. Yes, greatly indeed.
The power wrought by Ul'dan prosperity was that of justice and good, while the power wrought by Suldin knowledge was horrific beyond belief. The power to rip the living soul out of a man and render him a mindless killing machine. On this matter, the histories were clear. But riddle me this, my friend. Who writes the histories, and what does this say of the words writ within? Yes, truth can be elusive and fickle as the shifting sands. As one example, did you know that in the war against Sildir, Ul'dan and Amalj'aa warriors fought side by side? Likely you did not. And neither did I, until I encountered a faded passage in an ancient text buried deep in our archives. And yet, in the histories read by the populace, you will see no mention of this most fascinating fact. Might it be that someone, at some time, deemed this particular truth less than convenient? But I've said enough already. Okay. Based. Where's the final person I need to talk to? Are they outside? Also, did you know yarmulke is, like the traditional, Jewish headwear? Like that's spelled, like, a spelling of it when it was first brought into English was Y-A-R-M-U-L-K-E. Like yarmulke. Researching the ancient feud between Ul'dan and Sildir, are you? Most impressive. Young people these days show so little interest in learning from the past. Anyhow, I'm pleased to say I have more than a passing familiarity with ancient history. To understand the history of the sibling nations, one must go back further still, to the birth of their mother nation, Belladia. The Fifth Astral Era was an age of untold wonders, when the arcane arts burgeoned, and great civilizations commanded such powers flourished. This age of enlightenment would not last, however. Power bred avarice, and avarice bred resentment. It culminated in the War of the Magi, which brought the great floods of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, which in turn swallowed once proud nations and left a battered wasteland in its wake. Mages were reviled and persecuted for having caused this catastrophe, with many forced to leave their homelands or face death. It was a small band of those survivors who found their way to Thanalan, where they would found the nation of Belladia some 8 centuries gone. Imagine, a government of mages, by mages, and for mages. What wonders might have been wrought had Belladian civilization survived to this very day? Alas, it was not to be. Okay. Also, do I have DVR on? I should not have DVR on. Okay, I don't have DVR on. Oh, what did he say?
What have you found, lad? Indeed, as it happens, I have learned much the same. Let us take a moment to review, and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic.
Gonna pull chat back up.
A war of succession divides the great civilization of Belladia, giving rise to the sibling nations of Ul'dah and Sildir. The two nations coexist for some generations until blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Daunted by Ul'dah's superior military might, Sildir employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into a fearsome undead legion. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our Phantom Thief is a descendant of doomed Sildir, who seeks vengeance against those who reduced his countrymen to slavering zombies.
Internet literally can't watch the stream? Yeah, no worries. See you later, that guy. Thanks for stopping in.
To pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Sildian statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem, and have him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering he has wrought.
A brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go find yourself a shovel and dig this statesman out of his grave yourself.
Leaving aside this nonsense of spirit inspectors, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Sildir. His garish garb is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scales of the fallen Sultanate. This Sildine connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge of Balladian relics our thief clearly possesses. But what of the murder victims? What common thread amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary?
A few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightening air about him.
Wait. Yes, it's coming to me. Of course! My keen investigator senses ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something.
You really should stop thinking so hard. You're likely to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man, and where might we find him? My sources identified the man as Guguria, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit?
Ugh.
Nope, hold on. Horizon. There we go. Yes? If you've got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to waste chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the Mithril Eye. Never blinking, or seeing, you know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions.
Was it for love or money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces.
Me? A thief? What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or patience for this mummery. Now, if you'll excuse me, an important client awaits. I thought I recognized that voice.
Lady Dorilda, well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these environs in this fair evening?
Well, why, I live here, you ham-headed half-wit. Inspector Priordine, this is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here, pray tell? Guguria, we can discuss business after. Pray lend the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. But Lady Dorilda, what about... Ah, yes, my dear Maria's name day present. I had one in mind of the prize pieces from Eshtam's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Ul'dah myself? I'll say it just once more, Guguria. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, helped me regain something truly priceless. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket.
Stupid one, it knew you showed up. Yeah, oh, it's me?
Alright, I'll tell you what I know. But you didn't hear it from me, got it? I was looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief's got himself some of that zombie dust. The traitor's spurn, was it? And his cards speak of 5 victims. It got me thinking. Sildir, 5 victims. I, the Arbiters of Truth. The Arbiters of Truth. I'm not familiar with the name. Aye, few would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate, you see, working from the shadows to keep false knowledge about Ul'dah Sildir conflict from reaching the ears of folk like you and me.
False knowledge? Pray tell, just what sort of knowledge might that be?
Balls, don't make me say more. I've got a family to feed. Very well, just tell us one last thing. Who hired you, and where can we find him? Hob. His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me that he was going to set sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Said there were many prying eyes at the airship docks. Said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. This man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. I doubt that. They say the Arbiters are so secretive, they don't even know each other's true identities. Now, don't ask me how all that works, but Hobbs got high-ranking friends in the Brass Blades. Once he heard the victims had all been zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next.
Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Mandeville art of parley has procured for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. And let us hurry. The man's life is in danger even as we speak.
Yeah, actually, I figured I realized the perfect term to describe the Hildibrand quests, and that is, it is the definition of absolute cinema. Wait. Oh, whoops. Wrong way. I was like, he is in Vesper Bay, right? Oh. That's not good. Master Hob, is everything quite all right?
No! Stand back, Ellie. Hunger. I hunger for your brains.
Damn, there's no saving the man. Odin, do what you must. Gladly. Punching fools is what I do best.
Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of the undead. 'Twould seem we were a few moments late to the scene.
A message. And then there was one. Nice 12 Little Roosters reference.
There it is again.
Is something the matter, Inspector?
Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up the trail of the Phantom Thief, I've had this fleeting sense. A sense that someone, or something, is watching us.
The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Phyllis. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. I, too, had best return to the Mithril Eye. Let us meet up again after. I'll see what new clues I can uncover in the meantime.
You will do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone.
Inspector! Inspector! I'll go with her!
If you insist, Nashu, then I give my leave. But pray be wary, not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite the temper, as we both know.
Oh, they care about each other. Miss Ellie, there's something I must tell you when this case is over. Be safe, and promise me that you will not attempt anything rash, as you did that time when the fiend took aim at my own life. Your life, Inspector... Ah, at Costa del Sol. Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? I'll be careful, I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you would share with me.
And he loves her. A secret vow? Oh ho, consider my interest piqued as well, good Inspector. Now let us be off. Miss Phyllis awaits our report. Just adjusting my headphones here. Alright, speak with Phyllis at Scholar's Walk. Steps annulled. Yeah. Then I think I need to go to the Alchemist Guild again. Ethernet. Alchemist Guild. Yep. Alright, and that'll be... 2 out of 3? 3 out of 3? I think this is 2 out of 3.
Fourth victim? Thou have mercy. Were you able to glean aught of a connection between the other victims? The Arbiters of Truth? No, it cannot be. Somebody, help! Miss Ellie, the voice came from the direction of the vault. We must hurry.
Uh-oh.
Miss Ellie, are you hurt? That man. I only thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew what was happening, he was upon me. I could only...
Bash his brains with a conveniently placed bottle of mead, it would seem. Haha. Remind me not to get on your bad side, Miss Ellie. That said, is Nashu not with you?
She saw a figure lurking in the shadows and went off in pursuit before I could stop her. This man wears the armor of a Sultan Sorn squire, yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. The thief of many faces. To think we would find our man like this.
Thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic... puissance? By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic puissance, I declare this case closed. I return this sachet to you, Miss Phyllis. Whilst the gesture was appreciated, in the end it proved superfluous to my cracking of the case.
Well, we're at it. Is there anything else of immense value that you'd like to wantonly destroy?
It was a double fake.
What is the meaning of this? Ingenious. A double disguise, planted by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. This is Griga, one of my most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault and outfitted him with an ample supply of damasking dust. It is inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp.
Unless the thief was not wearing a mask? Oh shit, Hildibrand's actually like making good insight. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie?
No. That's impossible.
Of course, it all makes perfect sense. With the Phantom Thief to thank her for burgeoning readership and rise through the ranks of the Mithril Eye, Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of her story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus, she hatched a plan to...
My lady, the vault has been breached. The wise man's whisper, it's gone. For her foul crimes against the Sultanate, I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye, the thief of many faces, an enemy of the state. Deploy all troops and do not rest until she is in custody. Wait, isn't Ellie right there? And now the game is truly afoot. Hey, Gilgamesh. Bah, what is the meaning of all this racket and rumpus? Just as we are about to make our triumphant return. Isn't that so, Enkidu? Oh, I guess Ellie did go off. Miss Ellie! Miss Ellie! That shadow you said you saw? I think it was just a dormouse. Oh shit, was it actually Ellie all along? To think he'd literally stumble face first onto the second mass. His good fortune truly knows no end. But not to worry. Yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. Okay. Not even the shockingest of turns of events will deter the famed agent of inquiry. My ever-loyal associate. We must find Miss Ellie quickly. Surely if confronted by her constant companions, she can still be convinced to abandon this fool plan. Oh-ho, Miss Phyllis. I thought you had already departed in the company of your men. But all for the better. Shall we conduct the search together? I fear that would only put them at greater risk. You see, the fifth and final member of the Arbiters of Truth, the Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than... Hildibrand Mander... Me. Mind you, it is not a role I sought of my own accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known in the Sultanate. One day I received an anonymous letter stating that a position in the committee had opened, and I had been chosen to fill it. The letter went on to enumerate my duties, to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer in the Sultan Sworn, I was deemed to be in a particularly unique position to serve as an arbiter. I knew that there were other members of the organization, but was told nothing of their names or identities. To think that my unknown compatriots were the victims all along. I cannot put any more lives in danger. I'll sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm, until such time as the killer is apprehended. Your concern for our well-being is most touching, Miss Phyllis, but there still is no need for such caution. As a seasoned inspector, I am more than capable of protecting a lady in distress. And as a gentleman, that is exactly what I shall do. My associates here also stand by your side. Speaking of which, has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Inspector! Over here! Yeah, and she's the fake now. Ah, there you are, Nashu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick about you. I'm sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw somebody in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now, there wasn't anything but a dormouse, but it was a really cute dormouse, you see? It just kept squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Really not beating the cat girl allegations, huh?
Pardon me for a moment, Nashu. Yes, my inspector's sense speaks to me. Someone is watching us. Aden, let us split up and canvass our surroundings.
Search for evidence. Water-stained letter. A water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. Be wary and be warned. A water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. Trust no one, and your friends all the less. Water-stained letter in a bag of demasking powder? A water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. This will avail you well. Use it wisely. You obtained a sachet of demasking dust. In the next instant, you feel an intimidating presence behind you.
Oh ho ho! If it isn't my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Aden. I was in the area on a matter of business, which I curtailed when I felt a suspicious presence from the shadows. Pursuing it led me here. Mayhap it is the same for you? Oh ho! So your pursuit of the Thief of Many Faces has taken quite the unexpected turn. And now you have come upon a series of anonymous letters? Mayhap our watcher in the shadows is a friend. Or is this but another trap laid by the fiend? Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. In neither event, I dare say the circumstances call for utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere. Or anyone. Myself excluded, of course. No mere mask could replicate the physique of this Manderville man. That said, I fear my dear Hildy may be in a bit over his head this time. Allow me to assist in your investigation. If anything were to happen to Hildibrand, his dear mother would, not be pleased.
Okay.
If the sender speaks true, the villain even now lurks within our midst. And yet, we have but a single sachet of demasking dust at our disposal. We must identify the imposter beyond reasonable doubt before we proceed. You know the players better than I, Aden. Let's say you have a few words with each of them and see if aught seems amiss.
Miss Ellie is the Phantom Thief. It is the only logical conclusion. And yet I cannot help but feel that another truth still evades us. Inspector Briardine told me all about it. Who'd have thunk Miss Ellie was the Phantom Thief this whole time? She sure fooled me. Am I doomed to share the same fate as the others? I'd sooner die than become one of those things.
Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say? It stands to reason. The fiend would not take such a risk if he were not utterly confident that he could pull off the ruse.
Curses. This one's not half the fool his son is. I must elude him, and quickly. Time is of the essence.
I question the Sultan sworn outside. To a man they insist they have seen naught of Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? Father, what brings you here?
Yes, the pieces are finally coming together. Now, if you would kindly stand still and shut up. The thief already stands among us.
Inspector Briardine, I should hope you are not doubting me.
Well, I'm quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy. It remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient at assuming new identities.
An astute observation, my gangly friend. I say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Auden here found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another sachet or two lying about, would there?
Well, remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party, but worry not. They should be reporting back within a bell's time. Huh. Time might be against me, but just you watch. I'll wiggle my way out of this and turn you into the reeking, drooling corpse you deserve to be.
I fear that is more time than we can afford, Miss Phyllis. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. We know that, given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie has had only passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from the consideration.
I'd have to look back and see if Ellie was there during, like, the tournament. I don't think she was.
That leaves myself, Nashu, and Auden here. Nashu and I, in particular, have had a close and extended relationship with our suspect. I shall begin by questioning mine own assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I.
Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on. Ask me anything. All the times for this overstuffed buffoon to start talking sense. If he asks me anything too obscure, my cover is as good as blown.
My relationship with Nashu is so close, I dare say at times it is as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever-loyal assistant, she should have no trouble completing my thoughts. Ahem. I'm a Manderville.
Man!
Doing what only a Manderville
can.
From the peaks of Kurthus to Thanalan, Manderville.
Man! You're the best, Inspector.
A perfect score. You may rest easy, dear friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, indubitably, the true Nashu.
I've never loved you more than now, you marvelous muttonhead, you.
Nashu, is something the matter? Just because you've picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert that charming face of yours.
Wrinkles? Wrinkles! Look who's talking, you crusty, cretinous old... Genius, Inspector?
The charade is up, Miss Ellie. Miss Ellie, you look somehow different?
Seven hells, done in by a muscle-bound muttonhead and his motley troop of mummers. Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is most uncanny, and yet... Consulting Inspector Briardine. Once again, you fail to measure up to your lofty reputation. Of course we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister, and my eminently capable partner in crime. 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me Ceci. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite all right? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no spectres. What we are, mind you, are the last living scions of Sildin aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find two sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encountered the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show, oh, and those priceless relics, was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we never could have risen to these heights of celebrity.
Miss Ceci, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask you one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all of your schemes?
Justice! 400 years ago, Uldan dogs raised our nation to a nation of zombies. At long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate.
Wait, the histories say that Sildid that turned their own men into zombies.
The histories lie, and you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You should have died with your fellows, false arbiter. It was Uldar that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie.
What is this madness you speak, woman?
Not madness, truth. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Uldan army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell. The truth that this doe-eyed sultan sworn would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanalan. Oh, but your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh yes, before long, you, and everyone in this rotten nation, will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew.
And just what do you mean by that?
Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader for justice, a dashing rebel waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only you knew. But they will see you soon enough, when they're eating each other's brains out on the streets. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of the final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Uldan vaults, hiding it away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened? By assembling 4 secret relics from Belladia. 4 relics once housed in the royal palace of Sildir, before the Uldan dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, the 4 relics safely in hand. Oh, just think. One day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren you were there when the zombie powder rained down on Uldar. No, wait. You'll all be dead.
Preposterous.
But first, you, my dear. You will not even have had the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. Let your flesh rot like all of your rotten lies.
I think not, Miss Ceci. And Hildibrand becomes a zombie once again. Hildibrand!
You idiot! Just for once, could you not get in the way?
Godbert Manderville, I can't even trust your sorry ass to look after him for a day. It's Hildibrand's mom! Oh, I love this family. I knew it! That presence watching over us from the shadows. It was you, my dear wife! I love this man's wife. Back, fix your internet. What'd you miss? Oh, you missed a lot. So, Ellie, the reporter, her sister is the Phantom Thief. They want to zombify the entire nation as revenge. And Hildibrand's mom just showed up. Am I to understand that you are Hildibrand's mother? Aye, this is more like it. Hand to hand, skillet to skillet. It's enough to send a warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Auden. The time of our final confrontation is nigh. She's young? Yeah, she looks really young. Do you have popotos for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy's been turned into a stinking corpse if you haven't bloody noticed. You! Auden or something, was it? Hildy's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet you. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I come on a bit too strong at times. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry-ass husband here. And look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't you? Yeah, so that was just the opening conversation of the quest. Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and just look at him! He's green! Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse, and I know just the remedy. A phial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversoul rags, and a phial of twice distilled water. Sintgoat at the market stocks the former, and the latter you can procure from a trader by the name it guessed. Hurry. Once the poison spreads throughout his veins, no antidote will save him. In the meantime, I will search for the Bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Noshu is still alive. Well, Ellie's still at large, so be careful. Ouch! Oh, that smarts. Gads, Hildy. You're looking none too hardy yourself. No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, are you gonna accompany Auden here and make yourself useful? Or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall? But of course, milady. Gilgamesh is ever at your service. Sintgoat Sundries, was it? Come on now, Auden. There is work to be done. Okay. Procure oversoul rags from Sintgoat. Wait, hold up. Here we go. Fast travel to the rescue. Alright, I was tripping, so you turned it off, then on again, clicked some buttons and fixed it. Yeah, that's usually how that goes. Can't really blame you. Yeah, the classic off and on again. It's a classic for a reason. Mint Midori. Alright. Oversoul rags, you say? I fear I've only got a single tatter left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. But, my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own as well, hangs in the balance. I sympathize with your plight, friend, but a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rags. Unless you can offer me the same, no deal. God, you expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice? If it doesn't work, then there's no saving the thing. Yeah. Well, look what we have here. It's the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny who you meet at the markets. She, like, looks... Oh, no, that's her sister, right? As it happens, I just returned from my training, and the slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to share. My lady! You are far too kind! Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildibrand and Auden here, I'd still be tag-teaming with that slimy beast and cheating away my fame and fortune. And I'm a woman who pays her debts. Ta-ta! That'll take me if that wasn't a Villa Tempest. Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I've been proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. I've half a mind to give you the rags you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her. A kind sentiment, my good man, but we are more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain. Aren't we, Auden? And with this, our task here is done. Now, let us find this traitor named Guest. Houston Strip. Okay, back by the Chamber of Rule. Alright. Blundering Manderville boy is on his last legs, and you need something of mine to save him, you say? Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traders themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gill for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be happier and wealthy man. And now, I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents. Have you not a shred of honor or compassion for that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man's on death's doorstep. After the events of that day, my father will not so easily forgive and forget. But it matters not to me. Wait, who's this guy? No, my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, milady, may I have this dance? Yeah, go off, Greg. Oh, it's this fool. From the wedding. I get what's going on. We're going through all the previous Hildibrand adventures. Auden! What a lovely surprise! Are you here for the ball, perchance? Should have taken notes on the voices I did. Oh, heavens! The poor inspector! Well, if it isn't the Lapis Maiden in the flesh! What say you bid farewell to preening fops and scruffy adventurers and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty? Why, it would be a pleasure and an honor both, my lord. Dude just insulted people, and she's like, yeah, bet. Okay, here we go. Provided you first provide my good friend, Auden, with the bottle of twice-distilled water that he seeks. You know this man. If it's the price that you would set, then so be it. Take it. It's barely worth its weight in gil anyway. Now, shall we, Miss Arabella? Yeah, I was trying to think that it's like, who have we encountered that was part of a love story? And it was the wedding. I knew Hildy would be a worthy rival, but to think he was this beloved by so many. Clearly this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Auden, let us deliver these goods while there is still time to save him. Yeah, because we've encountered Dorilda, then Avila, and Avila was actually the last quest. As in the one that I did. The one before this. Sprint, 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 sprint. We must save Hildibrand. Julian.
I trust the two of you wouldn't dare come back empty-handed. Bloody brilliant! I'd take you over my muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day.
Flushed emoji.
Now, stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking.
Oh, I should do a southern accent for her. That'd be fun.
Thal, you bloody bugger, guide my skillet.
Oh, so like a South American, or not South American, sorry, Southern America accent. So it would be like something like this. Sorry, I gotta drum it up in my head. Aye, that should stop its spread. Now it's up to Hildy to flush out what's left of his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. She just admitted that she would cheat on her husband. I think it's just part of the attitude, honestly. Like she's using it as a turn of phrase. And also probably to insult him a bit. Look who I found. She was slumbering, obviously, in a rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane.
Boy, did that nap feel good.
Yes, I'm sure it did. Auden, word has it that Ellie has been sighted at the sealed-in ruins. We must go there with all haste.
You've done well by my dear boy today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing around for? Future of Ulda's at stake.
Auden, my strength is yours as well. For Ulda, and for our friend Hildy.
You remind me of my husband, what with you having more muscles than sense. If you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping my dear boy warm is key to fighting off the zombification. Let's see, I believe about 20 crates or so should suffice.
I am a warrior, not an... yes, milady. I say, Enkidu, the burden we must bear simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Auden. That said, the events of today here have given me cause to reflect. Auden and Hildy both. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends tried and true. But alas, not I. No, only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels. But you will never be Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, my friend, were you here with me, even Auden could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words and return here to my side. Enkidu, do you hear me? Enkidu! Ooh! Ye cats, what was that flash from the heavens? Oh, it nearly blinded me. And what? The crystals. Where have they gone?
Fancy meeting you here, old friend.
That voice. Could it be? My faithful companion, why must you always make me wait so? Looks like Enkidu's back. The real Enkidu, not the chicken. Julian would send you on your way.
What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's Moonsick Maid digging around at the Silde excavation site with her mind set on turning Ul'dah into the land of the walking dead. Your concern for Hildy is most touching, but don't you worry. Mama Dearest isn't going to let her beloved son kick the bucket that easily.
The Silde excavation site. Where are we at? Central Thanalan? Cool. Poor Greg's backstory seems horrible, depressing. I mean, he did, like, turn to, like, challenging people in the streets for duels for a while. It seems he got a good bit out of his system. Now he has, like, a sick-ass spear, which, honestly, what else could you want in life? I've been here before. I've been here a lot of times. Not on stream.
We've managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, while your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet no matter how many times we try to reach out to her, she refuses to so much as answer. Needless to say, we considered physically incapacitating her, but that crate she's sitting on isn't just a makeshift chair, it's filled to the brim with the traitor's spurn. One misstep and the consequences could be dire indeed. You are our only hope, Auden. Even in her single-minded rage, surely the time you spent together must still count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. I only ask that you step forth to where your voice may be heard and call out your friend's name. I beg of you, Auden. Surely if anyone can convince the woman to abandon her madness, it is you.
With the chat mode and say, use your keyboard or the software keyboard to call out Ellie and convince your erstwhile friend and companion to listen to reason. Noted. Nice. Cool that it's able to, like, do that contextually. I guess that was also part of the experimentation. Oh, damn.
Auden, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you so much think as interfering, I will not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too.
So it was you after all. Consider me disappointed. Your sister Ceci is already in custody. Surrender now, and I will see that no harm befalls her. Threats are not becoming of you, Briardine.
How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into the life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Ceci and I have no family, no friends, no fortune, nothing. Two sisters against the world, and with only our quest for justice to give us meaning. Long ago we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives.
No, don't do it, don't do it.
Do you see now? Anything I might have had once to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as the Uldon dogs you would defend.
Ellie, stop this madness!
I'm sorry, Inspector.
There's too many of them. No such thing. I have AoE attacks. And we have Godbert. All in a day's work for a Manderville man. Now watch. Oh my god. I love it. I wonder why it auto-advanced there, though.
You only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of the undead at my beck and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildibrand's ridiculously good fortune that you even made it this far. And he's as good as 6 films under.
Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say, underestimate Hildy, and you do so at your own peril.
I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. Now me a splash of holy water can stave off the effects of this trader's spurn. I fear the Inspector's good luck has finally run out.
Thal's balls, is there no end to them? I'm not liking our chances. Greg, was it?
It's a shame to lose to you, Arden. Warrior of light that you are. Oh, it's a shame to lose you, Arden. Warrior of light that you are, you might yet have served one last purpose for us. Go forth, my zombie minions!
They all obey Hildibrand! You forget that Hildibrand was a zombie baron. Darkness falls, and hope fades to despair. 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. Oh, bugger me with a broadsword. Are my eyes to be believed? That pose. No, these are not 4 warriors of light that I see. They are 4 gentlemen! I'm sorry, that blinking just got me. All hail Hildibrand, indeed. They are 4 gentlemen of light! Just so, my good man. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Did you miss me? Aye, we meet again, Gar. Tell me you've got my snurble tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've ripped them clean from your bloody head.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Alazar. Cor, you're looking absolutely resplendent today. Impossible. The holy water couldn't have cured him.
Yeah, that's where you're wrong. He was already a zombie. It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite some time building up an immunity to zombie powder. When we heard that Master Zombibrand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action. An immunity to... I'm just going to pretend that makes any kind of sense. Yeah, literally Deus Ex Machina. The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray abandon this madness. Besides, plots of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself.
It's over. It's all over. Inspector Bryardine, you said there was something you would tell me when all was through. I imagine you have no words for me now.
Ellie, your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found something, someone, with whom I intend never to part. Care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your gaol cell a free woman, I will be there. What say you? Oh, she's wearing the silver scales. That's actually a good detail. Such a romantic, Briardine. Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the Syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspersions cast upon your ancestors. You said that the nation of Ul'dah was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore history. But I know this. I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore. Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me. If you're quite done playing Cloak and Dagger, I require Auden's presence for a matter of far greater importance. Aye, the time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. Oh, we are not looking forward to this. Why the long face, friend? But mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune. Could it be? The Treaty Blade, and the true one at that! None other, and I have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who would defeat me in single combat. Ah, but I misspeak. It will not be single combat this time.
Is that my cue, old friend?
Oh. Wood.
Thou be merciful. What is that abomination? Some new breed of void scent?
Abomination? I'll thank you to address my companion with courtesy, girl. But 'twas the most curious thing. There I was, hauling a crate full of crystals for Hildy's mother, and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend Enkidu were here. Then came a flash from the heavens, and next thing I knew, there she was! By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartfelt plea, summoning forth his friend. Nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu. Oh, she's a primal. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, primals are like god spirits, kind of, that need to be summoned with a lot of crystals and energy. And the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. But basically, primals are very dangerous. Aden, you may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us together will not prove so easy a task. And yet, I trust you will not shirk from the challenge. I, Enkidu, and I shall await you at Amdapor Keep. Gotta go, see you in the next stream, bye. Yeah, later. Good to have you. 'Tis a ways from here, but what better venue for a climactic confrontation? If you would claim the treaty blade, then claim it from me as a warrior. To the skies, Enkidu! To the skies! I really hope I'm not peeking the mic during any of this. 2 against 1? That's not very gentlemanly of you, Greg! Come on in! To Amdapor!
This is a grave development indeed. To think that one man could summon a primal on his own. I must send word to the Scions at once.
I'm one of the Scions of the 7th Dawn.
Oh, but of course! I had near forgotten we had a warrior of light in our very midst. Oh, please, Aden. You are our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade.
Oryx, or Valley as I know them, is telling me, don't know if the original Enkidu was a primal, but this version Greg summoned into his chicken Enkidu using the crystals for ether. Okay, right, so it turned the chicken Enkidu into the primal Enkidu. Also, fun fact that Godbird is using limit breaks every time we see him do anything of note. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that was the, that is like, or at least looks very similar to the melee DPS, limit break. God, that was so good. I need to I need to start recording these just so I can have video and I don't need to, like, go back and grab screenshots from the VOD. 'Cause, man, there's just, like, such good fodder for thumbnails. I mean, it's not fodder, it's art. It's high art, but even so. Alright, now comes the part where I wait. Speak with Hildibrand near Amdapor Keep. Oh. Am I not? Oh, this is something else. Teehee. Alright. Gonna start the recording. I don't think my mic is on. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Output. Recording. Record audio track 2. Okay, cool. Ahem. Is that you, Aden? Pray forgive me. I was right on Greg's trail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention. I will be concluding my investigation forthwith, but in the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal friend in my stead? Together, we will reclaim the treaty blade from that knave, Auden. Yes, just go on ahead. I'll be along directly. Battle in the Big Keep. Join. Okay. Now's the part where we wait for Q. I'm actually going to stop the recording and make sure I get the next cutscene. I'm going to be muting, by the way. Technical difficulties, everyone. Okay. Looks like we're back. Alright. I don't think anyone's really ardently waiting for me, but gonna, record this for or keep streaming this for posterity and to, you know, finish out the Hildibrand adventures. So yeah, gonna, I don't know what happened there. A series of things happened in quick succession that I really had no control over. I'm gonna have to run some diagnostics later. Yeah. Look, if you stuck around this far, thank you. Fortunately, we need to hop back in the Duty Finder queue. And I need to edit the VOD to accommodate this. Okay. All right. All right, I'm gonna mute. Alright, back to it. Let's see if I can properly pay attention this time. At long last we meet again on the battlefield. I dare say Enkidu shall come to enjoy our tussles as much as I. You, however, might not find this one so enjoyable, unless you enjoy getting pounded senseless. Ha! Alright, let's see, what do I need to... It's like most of the people are focusing on the bird, so I'm going to do the same. Oh, oh, right, I need to go close for the person. I need to review what the, like, symbols mean. Alright, and they were kind enough to put the focus target on. That's actually pretty good. And I shouldn't stand in that line from what I know. Alright, that was phase 1. Me? Run away? Ha! I was but seeking out a more suitable spot to celebrate my victory! But enough exposition, now we fight like men. And ladies who dress like men. For Gilgamesh, it's transmogrifying time! Not embiggening time. Oh. The mightiest warrior ever to grace Eorzea stands before you, by which I mean I, Gilgamesh. Prepare yourself. Oh, to have 6 arms. Thank you all for waiting. Trying to remember they'll always be casting as well. Oh, I stood in some stupid... I didn't realize that it was layered. That's my bad. I need to watch other Final Fantasy streamers to see how the heck they managed to deal all that. I think that was unavoidable. Okay, hoping I stood in the right spot there. Oh, dragon's heads. Whoops. Gonna make it a bit easier on the... on the other ones.
least I think I'm supposed to hurt these. Oh. That is a wild statement to see in chat. Call me Bondage Bunny. Oh. Okay, I managed to avoid most of it that time. Oh, I still took some damage there. Here's my healing cooldowns. Oh, right, the Iron Chain. Oh, okay. We got it. Enough expository banter. To think my full complement of arms would avail me not. No more hijinks from Gilgamesh. You have my word. The Treaty Blade 2 I shall return, just as soon as I remember where I hid it. Anyway, I yield to your unparalleled puissance. Spare my insignificant life, I beg you. Duty complete. Oh, nice. I got the pet. Alright. Not! Ha! I lied again, like a rug. Oh, kill me. You can take that frosty old blade for all I care. I thrust it true power, and not save for the strongest of swords will suffice. Warrior of Light, you have proven an unworthy opponent, but I warn you, treasure every moment with your weapon. For as sure as day follows night, the hour will come when I claim it as my own. Till we meet again. Man has 8 arms. Alright. Nope. Not what I meant to do. What ho, Auden! Have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead me to them at once, and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. The battle has already been won. That is triumphant news indeed. Clearly, the lessons you have learned from me have not been for naught. And what's this you say? The treaty blade lies hidden somewhere in the nearby wood? Worry not, my ever-loyal associate, for no buried treasure will escape the keen eye of Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, and inspector extraordinaire. Now, which way was the forest again? Now, we shouldn't need to do anything else. Auden! What news of the Primal and the Treaty Blade? Remarkable. I knew the Warrior of Light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope that Inspector Hildibrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade.
Such design, such craftsmanship. At once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. I believe I've found the inspiration for my next masterpiece.
Of course they're beautiful. They were the greatest of treasures in Sildir. To think that they were locked away in the vaults of those that destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' names through the mud. And just how did you come to know of those long-lost relics? There was an ancient scroll passed down in our family, left to us by our dear grandmother. It spoke of 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. If we could have wielded this magic of legend, Ellie and I might still have the last laugh. Alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. What I wouldn't have given to see it. The ultimate achievement of the greatest mages this realm has ever known.
And just what sort of incantation is this?
The ring casts open the doors of justice. The wise man whispers a verdict true. Azema's virtue shines down from the heavens. To complete the incantation, the warrior of light would then hold forth the treaty blade and speak, "Blade in hand, I swear unto you." The legends differ as to what happens next, but all speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heavens.
Over here, friends. Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, returns with tidings most triumphant. Behold, safe in my hands none other than the treaty blade, and the real one this time, I swear unto you.
Yes, yes, just like that. I swear unto you, then.
My word, whatever is this odd tingling sensation? Oh no, Team Rocket's gonna blast off again.
Ridiculous! Hildibrand isn't a warrior of light. He's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his own bare hands.
It would seem the treaty blade is just as confused as the rest of us.
No, the light. Someone stop it. I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by this muscle-bound buffoon.
Skyward ho!
Well, I dare say that proved to be a most useful incantation indeed. And so the light of justice that shone up from the treaty blade banished the shadow, returning peace to the land. So the legend ended. I must say I never expected it to quite literally be a beam of light. I suppose it wouldn't have been much use to us, after all. Inspector! Inspector! Wait for me! Balls, Hildy. First you almost died at your poor mother's feet, and now you fly off to the gods to God's nowhere without giving her a kiss goodbye?
Ho ho ho! It appears that a case of wanderlust has once again struck Hildibrand, as it has many a Manderville man before him. Godspeed, my boy. When the day comes that you tire of mystery solving, your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art.
So, in the end, this Sildian incantation of legend was wielded not by a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light? Well, the treaty blade is some 6 centuries old, after all. Perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be. The magic that brought peace and happiness to the people of Belladia. It was every bit as beautiful as I imagined. To think I would see it with my own eyes. It's nothing short of a dream come true. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he manages to make a girl's dream come true. A gentleman to the end. The bloody bastard.
What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye? A curious scent wafting in on the winds from a far-flung land? Do I smell a case? Worry not for me, my friends, for wherever the wronged want for succor, I, Hildibrand, shall be there, till we meet again.
I really need to wipe off my screen. So much spittle on it. Oh, yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love this. I need glamour prisms. I need glamour prisms right now.
Hildibrand will return?
That was something. Thank you all for coming on these adventures. It has been a pleasure. My name's been Gluefoot, and I will see you in the next one.